Hello and welcome to another episode of Learning to Play Guitar. Now, today we're looking at the C chord, which is described as quite a challenge by JustinGuitar.com on his website. And a bit of a stretch. So let's see how much of a challenge it is, shall we?
Hi, how you doing? Justin here for lesson 132, which is the C chord. The last of the big 8, which is the main 8 open chord shapes that you learn when you're starting your guitar journey. And this is the last one. This is a C chord. Now, a lot of people find the C chord a little awkward. It's maybe not quite as stretchy as the G chord, or at least not acrosswise, but it is lengthwise. A little bit funny. So let's go to a close-up, see if we can sort out the different ways of getting this stretch. It is just a matter of practicing it. I've never, ever, ever, ever had a student who's not been able to do it. I've had students that have really struggled and they've felt like they were never going to do it. But if you persevere, you'll find that the C chord's pretty damn easy. Let's have a look at it. Here we are looking at the C chord. Now, hopefully it doesn't look too bad, but it is a little bit of a stretch. So let's go through the problems and solutions to this chord. So first one, first finger, first fret, second string. Nothing on the E string and nothing on the G string. That's nothing on the first string or nothing on the third string. Second finger is reaching over here to the second fret of the fourth string. And then third finger's got to stretch over here to the third fret of the fifth string. Now, there's a few different little tips we can give you for getting this stretch nice. First of all, if you play it really square like this, it's actually quite difficult to do with the fingers parallel to the frets. You do have to, I can feel that stretching my hand doing that right now. Now if you look at the way that I'm doing it, I'm kind of laying the fingers over.
Now this really does make your first fingers a bit sore.
They're kind of, it looks like they're all in a line.
Because this is the tightest fret.
And you can see that the angle now,
we need to press down the hardest here.
It's more, it's actually, they kind of look like they're pointing at my eyes, whereas that way they're pointing at the ceiling. We just turn it around a little bit like that, and you get a bit more of a, it definitely makes it easier to play. Yeah? So this way you're really having to stretch the distance between your fingers. Here you're just changing how far each finger is reaching out. That makes a big difference for that one. Now you can probably see there my thumb flopping over there, but actually we want to get that thumb behind for you now. Later on you can use your thumb over here, but for you now, back behind. Now the other important thing with the C chord is that we want to make sure that the tip of this third finger is muting the sixth string. So it shouldn't press down on this string. The very tip of the finger just touches the string and stops it from ringing out. Now the thing that you'll find here with this chord as well, especially when you go on to do the strum, pick out strum, is there's quite a few places where fingers can lean over and touch other strings. So there's the correct sound for it. Now the first note, which is the fifth string, you're probably not going to have too much trouble with. It's pretty straightforward. The next note here, which is the fourth string, it's very likely here that your third finger is going to be leaning over and touching that fourth string. So that's the first thing that you want to look out for, is making sure that finger's nice and up. Then we have the open G string, which of course this finger, if it's leaning over a bit flat, will mute that G string. First finger should be okay. Not many people have a trouble with that note. But then the open E string, if the first finger's leaning over a little bit too much, you'll get the open E string muted. So it really is, the trick with C chord is, one, don't be too square like this. Allow your fingers to be a little bit of an angle, and also to make sure that you're really on the points with the fingers. Don't let them lay down too flat, or you'll just always be muting the strings next to them. Okay, I hope you've had fun stretching out for that C chord. It is a little bit of a tough one, but it's not that bad, and it just seems impossible right now. But after a week or two, your fingers will have limbered up and it'll be a lot easier. After a month or two, you'll wonder why you ever had a problem with it at all, because it's not that bad in the grand scheme of guitar chords.
Now, as you may have noticed, I actually did have a bit of trouble with my first finger due to the soreness, and as I said, you need to press down harder here than you would anywhere else. But I'm not... I hope I'm not pressing down too hard. That's not hard enough. There. Now, where it is now, that the pressure is uncomfortable at the moment. So that's something that I've got to get used to. But I did manage to get into the stretch quite easily. But when I remember when I first tried this, I couldn't. This was quite difficult to do. This finger here, stretching this across, I remember finding that quite difficult. So that did take me some time to get used to, and to a point where I can just go like that. I still have to do it one by one, each finger, but I can do the stretch really easily, and it doesn't feel like a stretch anymore. So if you're having trouble with that, don't worry. As Justin said, eventually you'll wonder why you ever had any trouble with it. Just keep practicing and keep trying that stretch yourself. But let's try each string. Yeah, I think I've got the hang of this one also. So that's the C chord. That is now the 5th one we've learned. The first one in my first video was the D chord. The second one we learned was the A chord. The third one was the E chord. The fourth one was the G chord, which I believe was like this. And now we've learned the C chord, which goes like... Is it like that? I can't remember. I'll have to look it up again. Oh, here we are. Yeah, that was right. First finger, second string, first fret. Second finger on the 4th string of the 2nd fret. And the third finger on the 5th string, 3rd fret. 5th string meaning 5th from the bottom, 2nd from the top. There we are. C. Oh no, now I've muted it. So, thank you for watching. I still haven't gotten used to this yet, but it's still the same day. I've recorded all the videos on the same day so far, so that's why I'm wearing the same clothes. So if I practice every day, I'll expect those calluses to come up in no time, and build some resistance in my fingers. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.